Hello and welcome to another episode of Raw and Score, the podcast with the most masochistic fan base of any podcasts in the world. Seriously, you're in your spare time doing a test. I'm in my spare time recording a test. What are we all doing? Should we just stop? Nah. I actually really considered stopping the podcast there just for commitment to the bit, but, well, I guess I'm just not committed enough to this bit. I am the Quizzard, and remember, I'm still keen to have your questions in the pod. I've actually had a few great ones come in that I never would have thought of. You'll regret not having your questions in the show when I'm the most famous person in the world. It'll feel like you turned down a guest singing spot in the Jackson 5. We are scoring out of 35 points as usual, with 20 single-point questions in the question round, a stupidly, unbelievably, ridiculously hard question worth 5 points, a bonus round worth 5 points, and a game that we play throughout the question round, which is worth 5 points as well. This week, the game is Thematic 3. In this game, the questions 1, 10, and 20 will share some sort of theme or have something in common. All you've got to do is tell me what it is. It could literally be anything. If you can pick up what the theme is, you get 5 points. So, remember to listen out for questions 1, 10, and 20 for something they share in common in the question round, which is starting now. Question 1. Which Greek philosopher is known as the father of Western philosophy? Socrates. Question 2. In Seinfeld, what is Seinfeld's first name? Jerry. Question 3. Close to the Edge is a 1972 album regarded by many as the best progressive rock album of all time. It's performed by which band? The band is called Yes. Honestly, give this thing a listen. It's from the 70s and still feels like it's music from the future today. Question 4. What is the best-selling video game franchise of all time? It's Mario with 893 million sales. And I was really sure this one was Pokemon, but it's number 3 underneath Tetris. Question 5. Which cyclist was stripped of 7 Tour de France victories in 2012? Lance Armstrong. Apparently, over 77% of winners since 1999 have been drug cheats, which probably means that the other 23% were just better at not being caught. Question 6. While much of the world fears Friday the 13th as an unlucky day, many Greek and Hispanic cultures believe which other day of the week to be unlucky on the 13th? Tuesday the 13th. Tuesdays are so much worse than Fridays, so I'm with them. Question 7. What does it mean to be ambivalent? Ambivalent. Ambivalent means having mixed or conflicting feelings, and close enough is good enough for definitions, remember. Question 8. Which country has the most varieties of the Kit Kat? That is Japan, with well over 300 unique flavours introduced since the 2000s. I'm so jealous. I love a fun Kit Kat. At least we have Milo Kit Kats here, which might be the best ever made. Question 9. What drug was found in Matthew Perry's system after he died? Ketamine. Question 10. Which human body part is split into 4 chambers? That would be the heart. Question 11. After lions, what is the second biggest cat in the world? Tigers. Question 12. Dublin is the capital city of which country? Ireland. Just a side note, which country do you think has the fastest growing capital city? It's actually Ireland, because its capital is Dublin every day. Question 13, another capital. What is the capital city of Ecuador? Quito. Question 14. How many vowels appear in the word discombobulate? Discombobulate. Discombobulate is 6 vowels. Question 15. Finish the lyric. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up before you go. What's next? It is, I don't wanna miss it when you hit that high. Why does he say jitterbug like 100 times in that song? Is a jitterbug a type of bug? Am I coming off really dumb asking this? Question 16. In Google Docs, which font comes directly after Amatic SC in alphabetical order? Amatic SC, AMA, that starts with. Arial. I've really got to stop looking at my computer screen for inspiration when I'm struggling for questions, don't I? Question 17. Which sporting brand is known for shoes, pants, and other clothes with 3 stripes on them? Adidas. I wonder if they can copyright like a number of stripes, because you never see other brands doing 3 stripes. Surely you can't copyright stripes, right? Question 18. Which video game series has entries with subtitles Black Ops, Modern Warfare, and Vanguard? That's Call of Duty. I inevitably get hooked on Prop Hunt when I play. Question 19. What part of the brain deals with hearing and language? The temporal lobe. And question 20. Miley Cyrus's 2020 hit Prisoner featured which other pop singer? Dua Lipa. All right, that's the question round done. But did you remember we were playing Thematic 3? I asked you to listen out for the questions 1, 10, and 20 for some sort of theme. Lock in what you think the theme was now. So question 1, I asked which Greek philosopher is blah, 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 blah. Question 10, I talked about which human body part is split into 4 chambers. It was the heart. And question 20, I talked about Miley Cyrus's hit Prisoner. Philosopher, chamber, prisoner, they are very related to the first 3 Harry Potter books. Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban. That's right, we're well past episode 100. I'm allowed to do Harry Potter stuff again. That was the deal. Anyway, give yourself 5 points if you got that right. Coming up in a moment, we have the really unbelievably stupidly hard trivia question and the bonus round of the episode. This week, it's my favourite, speed maths. See you in a second for that. We're back, and it's time for the question so dangerously hard I strongly recommend you skip this part of the podcast. The really hard trivia question. It's not too late. Don't be a hero. You can just skip this. It's too hard. I've got a really hard question for you. You get 5 points if you can get this one right. Here it is. What is element number 98 on the table of elements? Element number 98 on the table of elements. What is it? When I was a really little kid, I thought the table of elements was like a physical dinner table with all of the elements on plates or something. It's a wonder I made it as far as I did. Lock in an answer. Number 98 on the table of elements is californium. It is a highly radioactive synthetic actinide metal, whatever that means, discovered at the University of California, Berkeley in 1950. Give yourself 5 points if you like to read the table of elements in your spare time. And that means it's time for the bonus round of the episode, and it is my favourite. It's speed maths. In this one, I'm going to give you 10 mathematical questions. You're not going to have very much time to answer them, and you get half a point for every one you get right. Remember, they're worth half a point each. And if you're not sure, blurt out an answer. 1, it could be funny. 2, you could be right. That's all there is to it. 10 maths questions coming at you with speed. Speed maths, starting now. Question 1, 7 times 1. 7. Question 2, 5 plus 12. 17. Question 3, 3 times 3. 9. Question 4, 5 minus 7. Negative 2. Question 5, 9 squared. 81. Question 6, 72 divided by 8. 9. Question 7, 80 times 3. 240. Question 8, 1000 times 1000. 1 million. Question 9, 123 divided by 3. 41, and last one, 24 squared. Lock something in. 576. As if that's not the best one. Speed maths is so fun. I'm like not one of those weird kids who liked maths either, but speed maths is something to it. Times tables are the best bit of maths. Although hearing myself say that out loud makes me want to give myself a swirly. Remember to halve what you got in that round because they were half a point each. Add it to your score, and that's what you scored this round. Now all you've got to do is send me a message or leave me a comment with your name and score, and I'll give you a shout out at the end of a show. This week I've heard from Max and Nina, who we haven't heard from in a while. They're back with a vengeance though. They scored a huge 27 points on the Friends episode. Another blast from the past this week. Ren, who was reigning champ of the pod for a very long time, scored a 29.5 on the Friends episode, getting everything but the hard question and one of the lightning round questions. That's pretty wild. Rick, Nadia, Heather and Rob scored a 21.5 and pointed out that Imagine Dragons also have a song called America, which I did not know. Am I sorry? Yes. Will I go back and fix it? No. That same group also scored a 16 on the Friends episode. Josh and Laura scored a 23, and then I've got written down that Laura and Josh scored a 21.5. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully you just played twice and I just wrote it in opposite directions. And the Fanny Schmellers scored a 24, and they didn't get the hard question for once. I was starting to think they weren't hard enough. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next week with another episode of Roar and Score. Bye-bye.